I think that the state's monopoly on the use of force and coercion, I don't think that they have the monopoly on force. You have several agencies that provide the policing function, including the gangs. Gangsters police their own areas, they police their rivals' areas, so they don't allow their rivals to enter their territories. They protect people. So, in that way, they provide a service. I think that apart from the state, you also have the private security industry that have grown in leaps and bounds. You have many of these organized criminal formations that have started their own security companies. Look, it makes sense. In the city, you have city improvement districts with their own security apparatus. You have the law enforcement agencies from the city of Cape Town. In fact, you have about 6 or 7 policing agencies that operate. And I think that the state itself, that their monopoly on force, on the use of force and coercion, I think has been diluted considerably. What you are seeing is that despite the police finding firearms and arresting some of the gang leaders, that the depth of the gang conflict is without end and continually shifting so that they don't have a handle on it. We expected, I think that the governance of the state is highly contested by some of these gang formations and organized crime. And I think we have a very firm organized crime hand and link with the gangs. If they didn't have that, the criminal value chain would collapse. The supply of firearms, for instance, requires any gang war requires money. It costs money to organize drive-by shooters. You need to steal a vehicle. You have to make sure that the police are not looking for that vehicle. And so you have to look for particular vehicles, a white vehicle, like a Golf or a Toyota that people use every day. They become invisible. Pagad used that for many years in their attacks. You have to find hitmen from other communities. And that's why the killings are not ones that the killers don't use balaclavas. They open faced because they are recruited from other communities outside the areas where they're committing the killings. So, for instance, I would find somebody from Atlantis to commit a killing in Tafelsig. The other difference in the gangs of the 80s and 90s and what we have now is that people are prepared to commit mass-based killings. They kill 7, 8 people in one go, 11 people in the Shabin in Nyanga. I think that the formations in Nyanga, Kailicha are very, very different types of gangs. Boko Haram as a gang and the Guptas have kind of perfected this extortion, and that's cottoned on by some of the gangs in the former colored areas. And that is why the extortion rackets have grown so quickly by first extorting Somalis and kind of foreigners. This is after 2008 when foreigners and spaza shops were attacked that were owned by Somali South Africans. This has spread, and it spread rapidly across not Cape Town but the country.